Good Friday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to the Cruise News. Today we're going to start off talking about themed cruises. Two of the cruise lines out there have some upcoming themed cruises. Now, these are some cruises that some people might be interested in. But I kind of think that the majority of our cruisers may not be interested, but I'll share them with you and you guys can decide for yourself. First up, now this is going to be the first time this has ever happened at sea, but they are going to do a ComicCon at sea. So February the 5th through the 9th, 2025, on board Royal Caribbean Serenity of the Seas, sailing from Tampa, Florida, is going to be the first ComicCon at sea. Now they're going to be doing various panels, question and answers, karaoke, trivia, and of course, lots and lots of cosplay parties. They said it's going to be a different party each night of the sailing. Now, it's a relatively short cruise, but if you are a fan of Comic-Con and you are a fan of cruising, well, now you get a chance to do both. Now, our second theme cruise, well, this is going to be a different one. This is going to be a cruise for those that want to be naked on the cruise ship. And yep, I said naked because it is a naked cruise. So what they are calling the 2025 Big Nude Boat Cruise, there's the dub name of this cruise, is going to be an 11-night sailing on board the Norwegian Pearl, sailing from Miami on February the 3rd of 2025. Now, a group called Bare Necessities, they are the ones that are doing this charter type cruise or this themed type cruise. And they say this is just for, nudists. This is for naturalists. It's not any type of kinky affair, their words. And it's a cruise that's just for people who don't like to wear clothes. But there are rules that go along with this naked cruise. I think there's more rules for this naked cruise than there are for a lot of other cruises. But you know what? I kind of understand it. These rules make sense. So when the ship is docked alongside in port, all passengers must be dressed throughout the vessel, including balconies, until the ship leaves port and an announcement is made that nudity is once again permissible. The ship provides a self-service buffet on the Lido deck, which is a clothes-free area. Clothing is required for all meals taken in the dining rooms. Casual attire is fine in all of these venues. Bathrobes are not permitted in the dining room. No offense to anybody that wants to take a nude cruise, but I don't know that I would want to be in the buffet line naked or have other people naked in the buffet line. Can't get people to wash their hands. I don't know about the naked thing. You guys will have to let me know. I mean, we got more rules to talk about, but naked in the buffet line, that seems weird. Lingerie, fetish wear, and excessive genital jewelry are not appropriate at any time. Please sit on a towel at all times while nude, in a G-string thong, or any time you are bare-bottomed. A fresh beach towel will be provided in your stateroom each day for that purpose. Displaying yourself nude in front of other ships in port or while port authorities are on board the vessel for clearance is strictly prohibited. No photographs, videos, or electronic images of any person may be taken without the express consent of the individual. No photo zones around the pool or in dance venues must be followed to avoid confiscation of photo capturing devices. Dangerous or rude behavior will not be tolerated at any time. And fondling or inappropriate touching of personal body parts or those of someone else, overt sexual activity, or any solicitation for sexual acts is strictly prohibited. So don't be naughty on the cruise ship. At least they're going to have everybody sitting on a towel. That's probably really good news for those that are going to be sailing on the ship in the following sailing. And of course, no photography on board the ship. Without consent or in the no photo zones, no pictures, no nothing like that. So you shouldn't see any vlogs coming out from the naked cruise. But what do you guys think about that? Is anybody out there interested in taking the naked cruise? I'm honestly curious. Definitely not for me, but that doesn't mean that it's not for somebody else. Next up, Carnival Cruise Lines. Well, they are making some changes to their military appreciation gathering. And instead of being the military appreciation gathering, it is going to be the military appreciation day. So it's going to be one whole day during the cruise. And according to Carnival, there's going to be messages up on the Seaside Theater screen. There's going to be special announcements made by the cruise director and the captain while on board the ship. Okay. Now, what those messages are going to be, Carnival didn't say. I don't know if it's going to be names. Maybe it'll list names, branch of service, something like that. I don't know. They didn't say, but they just said there will be messages. If you attend the military gathering during Military Appreciation Day, all of the military members are going to receive a special pin. And then the oldest serving military member or the longest serving military member that attends the gathering will also receive a special hero coin. Then every military member that attends, you're going to swipe your sign and sail card. And then once a month, they're going to do a raffle and they're going to give away a free cruise to a military member. At Carnival, where we're proudly known as America's Cruise Line, we're intent on honoring our military heroes and expanding our military appreciation gathering into a full day is a wonderful tribute to the sacrifices our armed service personnel and their families have made, said Christine Duffy, president of Carnival Cruise Lines. Carnival already carries more active and retired military service members than any other cruise line, and we are proud that our new Military Appreciation Day will serve as an incredible salute to military service members and their families. So Carnival, like I said, expanding their military appreciation gathering into a military appreciation day. Now, also on the ships that have the breweries on board the ship, those ships are also going to be carrying a new beer, the American Heroes Pale Ale. So if you sail on one of the ships that has the brewery on board, you can start looking for that new beer. So kudos to Carnival for supporting the U.S. military. Have y'all ever heard the saying that trouble always comes in threes? And you know, a lot of times it seems like that's exactly what happens and how it happens. Well, cruise ships, you know what, they are no different, because this last week, we have just had problem after problem after problem. You know, it starts with the Norwegian Prima breaking loose of her moorings and starting to drift away from the dock. You have Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. She strikes the dock when she's trying to pull in the morning. And now we have the Carnival Pride, who has engine problems. And she has engine problems fresh out of dry dock. I mean, she has not been out of dry dock all that long and already has a propulsion issue that is causing all kinds of issues. So this past Tuesday, the propulsion issue started. She slowed down, reported she was at a dead stop in the water on more than one occasion while they were trying to work through it and trying to figure it out. Resulted in the cruise ship missing their port stop on Wednesday before it was announced that they were going to have to turn around, head back to Germany to attempt to make some repairs and bring on some expert technicians to try to get this going. And they were hoping that they were going to make it back to Dover, England on time to disembark the passengers. Well, unfortunately, that is not how it worked out. They did make it to Germany. They did bring on the expert technicians, but the ship has not left since then. And for the passengers that were on board the ship, Carnival has had to charter flights and get these people back to Dover, England. And now the cruise that was scheduled to actually start today from Dover, England on board the Pride, that cruise had to be canceled as well because they are still working through the propulsion issues. Carnival Pride is experiencing a technical issue and is making an unplanned stop in Kiel, Germany today so that we can board expert technicians. While we are working to make the repair and get the ship back to Dover as quickly as possible, we have made the difficult decision to cancel the 9-day cruise that is scheduled to depart from Dover on Friday as planned. Now, this cancellation came 48 hours before embarkation. So the compensation for this is, it can go a couple of different directions. And Carnival is doing what they can to help these people out. But they're offering 100% refunds. And if you were booked on that cruise, you've already received an email, notification from Carnival letting you know what your options are, because it really all depends on the situation that people are in. There's compensation if you had not traveled to Europe yet. There was compensation for hotels and airfare and stuff if you were already in Europe. Refunds for the cruise. Several different compensation offers. And so those who were booked, they have choices to choose from. And getting your money back, that's super important. But It's one of those disappointing things that if you, especially if you're in the United States, this is your European cruise, and you've gotten all the way over to Europe, or maybe about to head all the way over to Europe to find out your cruise is canceled. To me, those are big deal cruises. Those are bucket list cruises, cruises you have planned for, and to have them cancel at the last minute over a technical issue, yeah, definitely disappointing. And it does seem like Carnival is doing their best to get everybody taken care of, which is, like I said, is good. Financially, it's good, but it just doesn't always help with the disappointment when your cruise is canceled. All right, and that is going to be our cruise news for today. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.